with the stolen content and the psychology of Gen X. Psychology is Simplified, or the creators of it. So, give us the intro. Define Gen X.
You know what's strange? We talk endlessly about boomers and millennials. We dissect Gen Z like there's some kind of fascinating new species, but there's this entire generation that just exists in the middle. Barely mentioned, almost invisible. Generation X, born roughly between 1965 and 1980. They're your older coworkers who never complain. Your parents who seem oddly detached sometimes. The people who built the internet, but don't post about their breakfast.
I post.
Not my breakfast.
I post about my breakfast. I do. I break that rule. Hey, you know what? I'm a kid. I'm a kid with adult money. I'm an adult with kid thoughts. I don't know. Fucking, that's our generation. So I like how he said that there. We are in the middle, right? And, of course, we're born in 65 to 80 or whatever, we're 70s and 80s kids when we grew up. But we are your older coworkers at work. The bulk of the people I work with are in their late 20s and early 30s. 27 to 20, I'd say 26 to 35
Are
is
you the
like
old guy.
Well, I'm one of a few. There's a guy way older than me. I'm like, he's the old guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Most, I'll be honest, I work with a lot of young folks in their 20s and 30s, right? And when age comes up, I'm not like out there bragging. I'm not trying to bring it up just so I can say something, right? They'll ask me, hey, do you mind? How old are you? And I'll say, I'm 53. And they just go, there's no way you're 53. They go, we figured you were probably like late 30s or 40s or something. I'm 50, class of 90, born in 72. Here's my stuff, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm proud of it, right? But I am that guy.
The semi old guy at work.
I socialize, I hang out with the younger folk, but it only takes a couple of times to drop a movie reference that nobody fucking knows. You're just going to shut up. Yeah. Drop a joke that nobody gets. You're just going to kind of be quiet. And if you're not in the know of what's like hot right now, and if you're not in the know of like the hot music and like hyped about it or whatever, where's your place? Do you really have a place in that conversation? Then I don't, right? So I'm 100% that older coworker that never complains, at least at work. I love my job, I do it well, and I leave it at work when I'm done. When I'm done, I'm done. The psychology of Gen X. Hey, Chatty, go ahead and hit us with the hard truth, man.
And here's what nobody tells you. Their psychology is probably the most misunderstood of any living generation. They were the first generation of latchkey kids on a massive scale. Picture this. It's 1978. You're 8 years old and you come home to an empty house because both your parents are working. No smartphone, no Ring cameras. No way for anyone to check if you're okay. You let yourself in, make yourself a snack, do your homework alone, and wait. A study published in the American Journal of Orthopsychiatry found that by 1984, approximately 7 million children between ages 5 and 13 were regularly unsupervised after school. That's an entire generation learning that you can't always count on someone being there. That empty house did more than make them self-reliant. It drilled in the idea that actions have real consequences.
Actions have real consequences.
We are wired to know that actions have real consequences. You can't talk your way out of trouble if your chores and homework were not done before your parents got home. Consequences hit hard and fast. Nobody cared about how you felt or wanted to talk about it.
Nobody fucking cared, bro.
We're not talking about anything.
And that's where we get that black and white. You do, you don't, go F yourself. That's where the black and white stuff comes from. And that's where the work ethic comes from. And that's where the adulting at a young age comes from, right there. We were given those freedoms to navigate the homework, the chores, locking the door and doing all the things. And if we had siblings, the difficulties and the distractions were just more, right? They just multiplied. So
now you were responsible for smaller humans.
If you were the oldest, and then you had the added.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So that created many adults, just like he said, but it drilled, and here's the result. It drilled in the idea that actions have real consequences. I was responsible for this. I was home alone. I was responsible for this. It's not done.
Did you burn yourself cooking?
White. I've burned myself cooking several times.
Burn yourself cooking. Well, how old were you the first time you burned yourself cooking?
Oh God!
With no adults around and had to do first aid.
I probably burned myself on the stove cooking an egg or heating up the chunking, the Chinese food that came in the can with the two cans that were like separated. Needed to separate the cans, open them separately.
Yeah,
I cooked that a lot. Yeah, so. You just heat that up. It's not cooking it, but I've burned myself on that. I've heated up bottles on the stove. That's how, before we had a microwave, you know what I mean? My little brother, Aaron, he had bottles and stove and water. So I burned myself with that and shit. So, you know, but it drilled in the idea that actions have real consequences. I repeat, we are wired to know that it's like, it goes back to last week, to F around and find out. I did this. I'm going to get my ass whooped. I didn't do this. I'm going to get my ass whooped. Whatever the case is.
Yeah,
it was black and white.
We were a lot about finding out back then.
We found out. My parents delivered the find out every time. I got caught for everything I ever did. I got in a lot of trouble growing up, right? It wasn't until like my late 20s, early 30s that I say, I get caught for everything I do. I don't do that. You do it. You go do that shit, right? So, but that's
when I dare you. Did I dare you stop working?
I don't know if I ever.
Is that what
I
happened?
was the I dare you guy. I would just do it. Me, like especially me and Ingle together, we would just do shit. But I like how they identified that as part of our psychology and the part of our generation is it drilled in the idea that actions have real consequences. And the example is if your homework and chores were not done, that's black and white. They're not done. You had time. Yeah. The shit had done it. And then that's kind of how we learn. And that's shaped our expectations and our work ethic for the people around us and our kids or whatever the case is, right? It's like, hey, your job's not done. I'm not going to fucking coddle you. It's not done. It's not correct. Go fix it and shut up about it, right?
I could mostly just say my homework was done. My parents weren't checking.
Well, until the report card came out, and then the comment,
then I was
zero homework turned in.
Yeah, I was hella grounded. But as soon as I was ungrounded and went back to school, your homework done? Yeah, it's taken care of.
We got molded this way, and obviously there's a result, right? There was something that was created. Hey, Chatty, so what did this create?
This created what researchers call a high contingency environment, where actions and outcomes were directly linked without buffer time.
Right now.
Your brain learned to predict consequences in real time, which is why Gen X tends to think 3 steps ahead in ways that baffle younger generations.
Anxiety.
Gen X grew up watching their parents talk a big game about stability, then turn around and rack up divorce rates through the 70s and 80s. They saw people give their all to companies only to get pink slicks when the next round of layoffs hit. Yeah. Everyone told them, work hard, follow the rules, and life will work out. But then the rules just changed right in front of them. So yeah, psychologists might call it defensive pessimism, but Gen X, they just call it being realistic.
Defensive pessimism, that'll never work.
Defensive pessimism.
Hey, bro, that shit ain't gonna fucking work.
Yeah, no thanks, dude.
No, it's called being real. Look, my parents were not part of the divorce statistic, but I had a ton of friends who had single parents. A lot of my friends had single parents. My mom remarried. My mom, got with my stepdad when I was 5 when he showed up. So I was really young. There wasn't much I remember before him, right? So I had the benefit of 2 dads growing up, but
he wasn't a stepdad. He was ass, dude.
Yeah.
Wayne was dad, dude. He whoop all our asses, dude.
100%. Today is the 5th. Today is Wayne's birthday.
Hey,
happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday. And that gave us our black and white kind of view. It's like you did or you didn't, right? It's like F around and find out. It's like kind of like we were talking about last week. It's like, okay, go do it, but you blew your own hand off.
Right.
You blew your own fucking hand off. Anyway, so this week we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. So the psychology of Gen X and kind of like how our childhood shaped how we think and how we feel and how those thinkings and feelings turn into behaviors and how those behaviors are so kind of consistent across all of us latchkey kids, right? There was a definite impact about coming home at such a young age, unsupervised, given responsibilities and consequences like adults do, like adults get. That's where the adulting part comes from. Not that we were unsupervised.
We didn't really live in this padded world. Like we didn't have helmets on our bicycles or elbow pads or like not all the toys were super dangerous and getting banned. Like
yeah, our toys were metal. Yeah. We didn't have plastic.
we had metal toys.
We had metal toys, bro.
In a dangerous generation, man. No warning labels on nothing.
No, we are why we have warning labels.
Oh yeah, that's our fault.
That's our fault. We are why Rip and Hide does not have lockers outside. You guys, but anyways, I wasn't there yet, but I guarantee I would have been. So, Chatty, then what did all this create?
When you messed up as a kid, maybe a handful of people knew, and that was that. No phones, no viral videos. Living big in the moment. They grew up in the shadow of the Cold War when teachers talked about nuclear war like it was just another rainy day. Duck and cover drills in school, as if a desk would save anyone. They'll never ask for help, figure it out themselves. Been doing that since they were 8. But if you need help, they'll show up without drama, without a social media post about it. Yeah. This comes from forming tight bonds with friends out of necessity when parents were absent. Yeah. And let's talk about their relationship with authority, because it's complicated. They respect competence, not titles.
This is like you're reading my horoscope, dude.
When we messed up a kid, there wasn't, only a small group of people knew about it. So we can get over it a little bit better, right? We didn't have the shame and guilt. You know what I mean? It's like, anyway, so no phones, no videos. Our bike jumps were only, visible by those who stood there. Mason Dillard got 10 feet off the rocket jump. That's a fucking legend. I've never met Mason.
That's a legend.
I don't even know who he is. I've never seen him
40
jump.
40 years ago.
40 years. I've been telling this Manteca legend.
We gotta get him on the show. I thought we
Aaron
had him
Goodwin's. Aaron, shout out to Aaron. Aaron's a good. That's his best friend. They grew up together. Aaron was out at those tracks when he was getting those 10 feet off the rocket jump. So, Aaron was present. So, you know what? I'll reach out to Aaron again and see if we can get Mason.
Someone's got some old Polaroids of that or something.
I mean, come on, dude. Manteca local legend. Dude, look, I heard about you all the way across town. I'm a Sequoia kid. You might have been like a Shasta kid or something like that. And that's across town. Shasta school had the rocket slide park attached to their school. Yeah. So that was dope. We'd ride our bikes across town to go play at that park. So, all right. Anywho, the Cold War. Russia were the bad guys. Cuba were the bad guys. We didn't even know about China. It's just that everything was made in China. And that was it. That's all we knew about China growing up. But Russia were the bad guys.
Russia. Yeah, dude. Russia was the
the bad guys. Communism were bad. And we're stopping the spread of communism. And I'm like, yeah, stopping the spread of communism. Yeah, Cuba bad.
Rocky. Get him, Rocco.
Get him, Rock. Hit him hard, Rock. And then if we do get into either a tornado, an earthquake, or a nuclear bomb, we're all going to get under our desk.
Yeah, desk.
So we're having a fire drill today. We're going to go walk outside all the way to the fence. So that's a fire drill. The bell would ring like 3 times. Bring, 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 bring. Right. And then we'd all, then girls, we know it's a fucking drill. Shut up. So we go outside. And then, then they do the all clear, like one long, like the recess bell would go off.
Yeah,
right?
one long bell.
Yeah. And then we'd all come back in and finish the day, blah, blah, blah. Same thing for we're having a nuclear blast. All right, everybody under your desk. And we'd all, and then cover our heads like this. So
duck and cover.
You know what that does? That keeps our bones and teeth in one spot so they can identify our carcass later. That's all that does. Let's be clear. Nuclear bomb and earthquake. I don't want to be in a building. We should be outside in the fucking playground, out in the open dirt during an earthquake where nothing's going to fall on us. The ground's not going to open up and swallow us in Manteca, California. Not going to happen. It's not on the San Andreas fault. What's up, tribe?
That Metallica poster behind you has only got 3 dudes on it.
That's supposed to be the bathroom poster, huh? Where they're all fish-eyed.
Yeah. Lars is missing.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
Oh shit, chat's over now. We got more to go. We fucked up. Anyways, shit. Now what do we do now? The other one's not prompted.
They want your money. You need a big.
What are we doing today? It's not working. Shit. All right. Fuck. All right. Our strengths, we're incredibly capable of handling crisis situations, but that capability often comes from an unwillingness to depend on others. Holy sheep shit. Yes, I got this. I'll do it myself, or I don't really want it that bad.
Do it myself.
Never mind. I'll do it myself. I don't mind calling a buddy to help, but it's more to hang out because I can do it myself.
Seriously.
You know what? Was that me and you? I thought that was me and Torrance. Was it me and you that carried a couch upstairs in Modesto to Angie's apartment? It was a fold-out couch. And the couch is the heaviest fucking thing I'd ever lifted at that time in my life.
Yeah,
I think
you? Eventually that couch ended up at my house, dude. That thing was heavy. It was
it was stupid heavy.
It must have been 7.5 feet long.
It was really long.
And it was a bed couch. So yeah. All the mechanisms and the springs and
it was metal.
And stuff. Oh my gosh, dude.
It was heavy.
Tank.
Yeah.
I don't remember what shit upstairs. Torrance gave it to Phil. Phil gave it to me. I used it for years. Kyoji slept on it while he was in high school.
Wow.
That couch saw some action.
Dang.
I think I gave it away or something when I moved.
Gen Xers report lower levels of seeking social support during stressful periods, not because they don't have people they could ask, because asking feels like admitting defeat.
Yeah. It's like asking for direction. The whole thing where guys want to ask for directions is the same kind of thing.
There's an asterisk on that for me. I don't mind asking directions because I don't want to just drive around in fucking circles. I'd rather get there. I'm more A to B is important enough for me to go ahead and ask for directions, but I got a phone, so I don't have to ask shit.
Not anymore.
No,
ask Google Maps.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind, and I was picky about who I'd ask directions from because I give bunk directions on purpose. I have. That's fucked up.
Yeah, right. Don't trust
That's fucked
anyone.
up. Yeah, don't trust that guy. I can't do it. Right. So what are we doing today? And now we're watching our kids grow up in a completely different world, one with helicopter parents and constant supervision and social media documenting everything. They gave their kids the attention they never had, but sometimes we worry about what made them too soft, too dependent, or too visible. Because in Gen X worldview, being visible means being vulnerable. The truth is Generation X might not be the last generation that truly understands what it means to be alone with your thoughts, to be bored, but it means to solve problems without Googling the answer. We're the last generations of true problem solvers, bro.
I still try and do that. I try and think about it for a second. I even have to stop my wife sometimes. I'll tell Andy, hey, hold on. Don't Google it yet. Let me try and figure it out. Because they told us in school, you're not going to walk around with a calculator. So we're trying to figure out what 387 plus 168 is. And I'm like, just give me 15 seconds. I'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
I'll do it on paper.
That math in my head. It's going to take me a little second. So I don't do that all the time.
No. Holding numbers. So
my dad could do that kind of math crazy. He could add up 5 3/8 and 13 and 13 16ths. He could add all that stuff up in his head.
An inch and a quarter.
Instantly. Yeah. All the
you mean an inch and a quarter?
Construction and all that stuff, dude. When you become an expert at something, my dad could add fractions in his head.
Not have to reduce them and find common denominators.
It was all happening instantly, dude. He was a machine.
he could just, my dad can actually add different fractions. He could just add them together and he knew where it was.
Seriously.
That's funny shit. Well, see, 13 16's here, and if you add 5/8, it just goes to here. So I told you that's the number. Yeah, you don't need to do all the other fancy shit.
Even still today, I do a lot of installing stickers, doing stuff like that for my job and stuff, and I don't even care anymore. I flip the ruler right over, dude, and use the metric system. It's so much easier to divide 28 millimeters in half than having to divide 3 and 13 16ths in half. No. Fuck that, man.
It is.
I just use the metric system.
Give them smaller, give me base 10. Okay.
I just admitted that.
Or not base 10, but decimals. Tens.
Metric system user.
The metric system. All right. So the takeaway from this one, let me go back to the top of the notes here. One, first things first, we stole this from Psychology is Simplified. Shout out to you guys. Second, most of this shit was really true and spot on. There was a few things that are kind of I will take a snapshot of my breakfast. I'll share that shit on social media. I adapted social media pretty well. We got some friends that just haven't really adopted it. And, they're just, and that's cool. Whatever. I'm not really too good with that technology computer stuff. And that's fine. pretty good with it. So I'm pretty comfortable with it, and I kind of enjoy it. So that one part. But the rest of this, man, you know, I like how it's defined, and I like how it's recognized that being young, having a responsibility and real consequences in real time shaped us as a generation and also set us apart from other generations. We are unique in that way. And, you know, maybe we'll come full circle. Maybe we'll come back to that when, you know, the single parent thing kind of, you know, explodes and we have a bunch of single parents just have to do stuff. And, you know, but here's the other thing. I saw this meme the other day that said your barbecue. No, it said your food tastes like shit because your grandma's only 38. Young people having kids, you know what I mean? And then kind of not being able to sit and stew on some of this stuff.
Yeah,
maybe that will bring back the latchkey stuff.
Culture and tradition. Like so much of that stuff is gone now, man. We're not good at doing it. Not everywhere, but generally as an American culture, we're just not good at having a culture. So.
Right.
Super Bowl, Budweiser.
Rock's shooting out the rip and high for that instead. Well, I'll be out there. I might catch some of the Super Bowl, but I'll be watching. I will be watching.
Couldn't even tell you.
My name is Kid. I'll be watching Kid Rock. I like Kid Rock. I've seen him in concert a few times. Huh?
He's going to be at the other thing?
Yeah.
I got a picture with me and Kid Rock. I got my arm around him like this.
Really?
Yeah, like we're pals.
Pals. We're pals, pal.
We were pals for 6 seconds.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tribe, nice to meet you tonight, brother. And I hope, you know, all is well up in, I'm not sure where Yelm is. Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
My brother, hell, Washington. Motherfucker, hell, Washington. So that's from a movie. It's from a movie. It's like 48 hours, right? It's what's his name? Eddie Murphy. Anyways, my name's Jason.
And I'm Greg.
Peace out, everybody.
Hey.
So if we are out.
Bonus segment.